Hey everybody, Erin here with my good friend Mira Desi, who you may recognize because she's come on and done videos with me a few times. Hey Mira. And I invited her to join me because she inspired me to get into this new lab testing called, well, it's not new, it's new for me, SpectraCell Laboratories micronutrient testing. So I'm actually going to go off and get my blood drawn like now. And I just got this kit shipped to my house. So I thought it'd be a cool opportunity to open it up and talk about why I'm doing it, why I'm adding it to our options for testing at Engineering Radiance, and just chat with Mira about like why she loves it. And she had some interesting stories that convinced me to sign up. So yeah, thanks for joining, Mira. Tell us a little bit like why you've used it for so long, and what you
Sure.
love about just testing.
Yeah, honestly, so the official name for that test is the Comprehensive Nutrition Panel,
Okay.
and it looks at 33 vitamins, minerals, amino acids, metabolites, and puts them all together so that we can see on an intracellular level how our body is, how nourished it is. And part of the reason that I love this test is because it gives me the exact information that I need to know about how to help re-nourish or replete people rather than simply throwing things at them and praying that it works.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And
it'd
it,
be great if we could just slap a sticker on your forehead and it'd say, oh, you're deficient in this, take that kind of thing, but it doesn't work that way.
And it's unique because it's looking at how your body is actually using the
Yes.
nutrients versus like just getting a blood draw where it tells you like you have X amount of magnesium right now or something like that. It's looking at how your body's interacting and using the nutrients over a period of 4 to 8 months, is what I understand. And then that
Yeah.
tells us if we can adjust supplements and things like that.
Right, because it takes 4 to 6 months to replete the body if it's deficient. And because this is an intracellular, it's looking inside the cell rather than what's free floating in the body. So
Mm-hmm.
you're getting a very targeted answer, which is great. And, you and I have talked about this before, but one of the things that I love about it is when you're using the Comprehensive Nutrition Panel, there are a lot of disease states, such as migraines and fibromyalgia and cardiovascular health and obesity and all these other things, where the body can't do what it needs to do because of nutrient deficiencies. So when you're deficient in certain nutrients, it makes your body have to work that much harder, and sometimes you can't get to a point where you can restore the body so that it functions properly that way.
Mm-hmm.
I know, for you and for the people listening, migraines are of particular interest. So I'd love to share just a quick story about someone that I worked with who had migraines.
Yeah, please do.
So she was a young woman in her mid-20s, and
Mm-hmm.
she was having 4, sometimes 5 migraines a week, every week. And they were very debilitating. It was very overwhelming for her, and she was actually in danger of losing her job because she'd have to call off of work so much, or she'd plow through it, but it was very painful and very difficult. And we began to work together, and in addition to all the kinds of things that you do with them, cleaning up the diet and helping them understand some of the things that are common triggers for migraines, one of the things that we did was we used this test, the micronutrient test, to look at what was going on in her body. And she had a significant number of deficiencies, and they come in 3 different variables. There's a functional deficiency, which is where the body flat out does not have enough, cannot function. There's a borderline deficiency, which is, the best analogy I can use for that is it's kind of like having a car that requires premium gasoline, but you put regular gas in it. It'll run, but it doesn't run optimally. And then the third is something that I call a near borderline deficiency, where it's just at that line about to cross over into a borderline deficiency. And the reason those are important is because if you're not specifically doing something to replete the body, you're just going to keep depleting. You're going to keep going south. So we looked at all of those, and we changed her diet to include foods that were nutrient dense for the things that she was missing. There were a few things where we did have to supplement because, for example, B12 and zinc and things like that, like you just can't eat enough zinc-rich foods to avoid zinc. You need a little boost.
Oysters every day or something.
Right. And so as we began to do that, within like 60 days, all of a sudden her migraines began to abate. So we cleaned up the diet and we started giving her body the nutrients that it actually needed to be able to function. And within 6 months, she was not having probably more than one migraine a month. And the last time I talked to her, which it's been like several years since we worked together, she was not having any migraines anymore ever.
Wow.
She cleaned up her diet. She's very compliant, like for the rest of her life, because
it made such a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you retest every 6 months or so, you can see that shift too. You can see like, is what you're doing working? Because like, that's what motivated me to take this right now is I'm taking hundreds of dollars of supplements every month. I'm like, is this working? Where's my return on investment on that? Do I need to tweak it and stuff like that? So a test like this is $400 out of pocket for people like me that don't have, great insurance or anything like that, which is common with high deductible plans. So, that may seem like a chunk of change, but if I compare that to how much I'm investing in foods and supplements and stuff like that, I'm hoping, it'll pay off actually fairly quickly by just being
for a lot of people it does. I see, and you see too, a lot of people who you start going through their supplement lists and you're like, okay, you're taking 3 forms of B complex. Like, why are you doing that? Like, oh, well, Dr. Oz said, or my friend said, or I started taking this and nobody ever told me to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes they're taking things because, maybe they went to the doctor and the doctor looked at their vitamin D, put them on, 4,000 IU of vitamin D every day.
2 years
and
ago.
never when to stop taking it.
Yeah.
You need to take it forever.
You don't have to take stuff forever. And magnesium, for example, like we know that's a common issue with people with migraines, but you at some point can refill the well and you might not have to take quite as much.
Exactly. And truthfully, let's be honest, when we're under stress, we tend to chew through our B vitamins a little bit more readily. If we wind up getting sick because we get the flu or we get something else, like that's going to deplete the body. And that's why every 6 months it's good to come back, retest, see where you are and make those adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
First one frequently scares people because they look at, they're like, holy crow, like I didn't know it was that bad. But then once we start to replete, we change the diet and we're doing what the individual body needs. Mm-hmm. Subsequent ones, it's like just a few, a few little tweaks here and there. So it's really great.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I mean, hopefully it won't be too scary, but I'm excited. So like any of these lab kits that I help people with, you get something mailed to you like this. And then this is a blood test. So I'm going to go into a lab that's contracted with this company. They have like an agreement because they have to like kind of have read the instructions and like be pre-approved to you want to follow the instructions and actually send it in right, because you don't want them to like mess it up and the test to be invalid. So you go to a certain place, they take it, and then they mail it in for you. So this comes with like the shipping and the shipping label, and you can, I'll open it up here so you can see what's in it, but you don't actually have to do anything because you're just going to hand this with the test tubes and everything like that to the people taking the sample, and then they take care of it all. So it's super easy. The ones that we do that are like saliva or urine or stool are even easier because you do it at home, but blood tests, not too bad. And what else would people want to know?
Well, the nice thing about that test too is that's a non-fasting test. So you can do it any time of day. You don't have to fast for it. You don't have to, like, there's one test that I do where people can't wear lotions and deodorants and things like that because it can interfere, the skin absorbs the substances. This is just like walk in, stick out your arm, you're good to go.
Yeah, it's quick and easy. So, I'll have the results back in a few weeks, and I'm definitely planning on doing another video to go over the results. And I should tell you, I'm partnering with Mira because she's been doing this for so long. She's developed like these really cool reports, and she's kind of become like a go-to person for people running these reports running these labs to generate like a customized report about what you need based on your results and everything like that. So we're going to work together and provide that to the engineering radiance community for people that are interested in getting this. You're going to get a really awesome readout of how to use what your results actually mean, like how to implement it. So I'm going to have that in a few weeks and I'll show you what it is. But yeah, just kind of excited to announce this new offering and and chat with Mira. If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out in the next couple of weeks. Let me know what you'd like to know on the next video. if there's questions you have and you want us to address it, that's a perfect time to do that. So yeah, otherwise, thanks for introducing me to the sol, Mira. I'm excited to try it out and find out what I'm deficient in.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see your results. That'll be
okay.
Really. You know what? One of the things that I'd love to do, I'm going to send you the migraine deficiency wheel from SpectraCell. I'll send that to you, and maybe we can post that down below.
Okay, so good idea.
You can kind of see all of the nutrients that are tied to that, as well as the science behind it.
Oh, that reminds me. I also have a cool handout about like the different medications that people take that cause nutrient deficiencies. So really common things like birth control, Advil, aspirin, the antidepressants, and even antacids. Like a lot of people are on these kinds of things, and we don't even realize how much that's depleting. So if you're on that, then you for sure want to know what that's been taking out of you and how to kind of recover from that.
No, that would be awesome. That'll be great.
I think. Okay, thank you.
Thanks. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.